day. Every time Dick and Harry got something to say. But what they said ain't got no fabric to it. Yay takes and thoughts with dice right through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they trying to wreck it. But are we ready to go hard to protect it? If we don't stand firm, then we're sure to fall. Are you ready to fight the stain and accept the call? Oh, it's all about dealerships and the mall. Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real. Moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall, despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something every yay, it's the podcast. 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 It's something every yay, it's the podcast.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Welcome. Hey, the devil is a lie. I've been fighting this cold, so I'm going to keep on sipping what I'm sipping. Mind your business. But it's helping the trip. But welcome to another episode. Episode 32 is Some Every Yay, the podcast. I am your host, Danye F. Jones. And as always, we have a very special show. I think all my shows are special, you know what I'm saying? That is how I do. But you know how we always do? We start out with a little housekeeping. Excuse me again. Housekeeping, let's get this thing started. If you have not subscribed by now, go to YouTube, Danye F. Jones. Danye F. Jones, and subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. It is free, $99. Costs you nothing. Like, subscribe, share, comment, do all that. You know what I'm saying? Definitely do that. Look out for me. Next thing I want to do, I want you guys to check out here. We have the Love Jones Legacy. Parsimony Mall of Love Jones. Let me break this down so I can show y'all know what's really going on. Let me come here. All right, here it is. Love Jones Legacy. Love Jones Legacy. The ticker at the bottom. You can go to the Parsimony Mall. Very, very good ladies gear. I mean, pantsuits, plus size, small size, shoes, pants, dresses, blouses, glasses, jewelry at a very economical price. And listen, where her motto is, you could pay more, but why should you? But definitely check it out. You see the ticker at the bottom there, Love Jones Legacy. It's a virtual mall. There's other stores in there too, but definitely check out Love Jones Legacy. Definitely check that out. Also, I want to do this here. Check out my man here, Kevin Marshall from More Than a Coach podcast. He's on YouTube, Twitter, Spotify. He's a coach, but he's much more than a coach. He talks about a lot of positive things. Shout out to my man. Look out for him. And him and his wife got a gig. The Mr. and Mrs. Marshall podcast come on Sunday nights. Now check it out. They tell you we are not marriage counselors. They just tell you what works for them. Love, life, and relationships. So you ain't got to be married. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking to be in a relationship or if you're in a steady relationship, they give a good tidbit. So definitely check them out. Fun couple. Very, very fun couple. And lastly, my young boy from the Game Changers podcast, Taiwan Hamilton Jr., young brother doing his thing. We got a lot of young boys doing a lot of bad stuff. He's a young cat, like 26. So he's doing some positive things. Definitely check him out on all the major platforms. Okay. Let me get squeaking this water. Hold up. Now, we know this Black History Month, but you know it's Black History Month all year round. You know, like I said, I'm nowhere near anti-white. I'm just extremely pro-black. And if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But that's what it is. But tonight we have a special HBCU Love. Ladies edition. Ladies first. Fellas, like, why y'all do the ladies? Well, that's how I was raised. Ladies first. So I'm going to bring on these three lovely ladies from HBCUs. Let's see here. Oh, We got him in here now. We got him in here now.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's what's up. Hold on, let me slide this down here. Been trying to work on this. I appreciate these lovely ladies for coming on because they didn't have to. They didn't have to. So, but you know what? I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and we're gonna tell you your name, the school you represent. We're gonna start with that that color maroon, that maroon color. Yeah, that
Hello,
maroon.
everyone. My name is Zena. I graduated from Alabama A&M University, class of 1995.
Oh snap! Okay, okay. We're gonna go down to that old to that other school that say they the Tigers. That blue. It was y'all blue and white. What is it? Those other Tigers. But go ahead.
The Tennessee State Tigers, the only Tigers. Okay. my
Okay.
my name is Wendy Bastiani. Hey y'all.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Yep.
And and
Alumni. Go
we
ahead.
someone who represents the real Tiger. The real Tiger. The real Tiger. Introduce yourself, young lady.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Tony Humphrey. I am a proud alumnus of Grambling State University, where everybody is somebody.
Everybody is somebody now. Everybody's
Jesus.
somebody. Yeah. Now listen, I'm gonna be kind of biased, but I'm gonna kind of keep it fair. But I ain't got a lot of home training, so y'all got to work with me. But I'm gonna show y'all love because we all family. We all family. We
Yep.
all family. We all
Yes,
family.
sir.
All
Yes.
right.
We are all
Yes.
family. So we gonna get this thing started. So first, my first question. Well, first I'm gonna say this here. I love all the love that HBCUs are getting now. But it
Mhm.
really started after the George Floyd thing. They really was pushing HBCUs. I'm not talking about just the Caucasian perspective. Even a lot of black folks who sometimes even look down on our HBCUs. I know who they are. Oh yeah, I've had some conversations. They didn't
Yep.
necessarily say it, but they still had this. They had this thing like because they went to a powerful school, whatever,
Yep.
and now they trying to, hey, welcome to the party. We
Mhm.
already been here. It's kind of like the Rucker Park in New York. Everybody knew and knew that scene how powerful that was. But once the establishment got a hold to it, then they try to market it. It's kind of watered it down. But you can't
Mhm.
water down HBCUs, no matter what. So come on, join the party. We already knew what y'all are just finding out. So that's what
Yep.
we want to talk about. So first thing, if each you could tell me briefly, or take your time. This is my show, and I ain't got no people to tell me when I got to get off. So check it out. Each one of you can tell me what was your thought process in terms of deciding to go to an HBCU and that school of choice, or was there any other schools outside of the HBCU family that you thought about going to? We could do it like popcorn. Whoever want to come in.
I'll talk.
Okay.
It for me, I knew I was going to Grambling. I didn't have a really so much of a choice. In the back of my mind, I was thinking Jackson State because I thought I wanted to be a JSET. But Grambling was a family tradition. My mom went to Grambling, my aunts went to Grambling, and my older sister was at Grambling. She was just a year older than me. So I was kind of like, it was almost like your books and money will be at Grambling. Now what you do is whatever you do, but your books and money is gonna be at Grambling. So
Right.
that's how I ended up being there. So
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I ended up at Alabama A&M through my track and field coach because I ran track, um, and he was looking for a small school with a small ratio of students to teachers. I had scholarships to multiple schools, but when we visited Alabama A&M, it was amazing, and so that's how I ended up there on a track and field scholarship.
Oh, she's an awesome track coach too. But I
Thank
thought I'd throw that in there. Okay. All right, Wendy.
Okay, so I was recruited by several schools, and I picked an HBCU because I grew up, Danye, going to Bridgeport. And I can remember back in kindergarten, like being the only black. Well, it was me and another student. And then second grade, I distinctly remember when another black girl came to my class. So, I mean, by the time I got in high school, it was more black kids at the district,
Yes.
even in middle school. But I was like, I'll go there. I'll pick there. I was recruited by like different, PWIs, but I chose Tennessee State because just to be around my people, just to be around my people, really.
Yeah,
So
that's what's up. That's what's up. And Tony kind of answered. I was going to ask were there any other like legacy alumnus within your family. So Tony kind of said she had some people. That's same to me. I got a lot of people from Grambling in my family, and also my father was a Southern, but that's a whole nother conversation. I don't charge him for that. He don't know better. But but for Zena and Wendy, so there were no other family members that attended those schools in your
you,
family.
you know what? My aunt attended Wilberforce. She
Oh,
graduated
okay.
from Wilberforce, and her graduating commencement speaker was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. Wow.
wow.
Wow. That's what's up.
My mom just sprang it on us one day, and I was just like, "What? You saw him in person?" She's like,
Right.
"I was,
What?
like, yeah,
That's
yeah."
amazing.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
that's, yeah.
Wilberforce. But that's it. That was it.
Oh, wow.
Nobody in my nobody. I was the first one in my immediate family to actually go to college.
Okay.
So it was like nobody.
Yeah. I think that's interesting because like people outside of, I say, the HBCU family, they have a lot of different perceptions of what the black schools is. They say all they do is party. I said, man, they party at every college in America. I said, yeah, look, see. Hold on, let me go do this here. I'm gonna do this now. I won't even segue into this. I saw this here. When HBCUs clown each other, we can all laugh. We
Yeah.
we we joke with each other. But when you someone outside the family clowns at
Right.
HBCU,
Already know.
Exactly.
that
You
and when I
Look,
saw that, that is so real. That is so
yes.
real.
very real.
You,
That's
you
very
can't
real.
you can't talk about on HBCU, and I ain't talking about
No,
Graham. You can't talk about no HBCU to me, and you went
no.
to
We
Iowa
all
State
back
or
to each other, but you're right. We jumping anybody
Yes.
outside. It's like
We don't have to know you, or we can know you. You just better not talk about no HBCU. And the
Right.
thing is, it don't have to be a particular school. Any HBCU, you better
absolutely,
not talk about.
Right. Right.
absolutely,
Saying.
absolutely,
You
And
and
definitely.
even
yeah,
growing up with me,
Mhm.
because I'm from New Orleans, so Southern and Grambling was top on my list. But my track coach and my mom was like, "That's too close to home." I'm like, "Oh my God, are you? It's right there. I'm New Orleans. It's right there." But no.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you
yeah,
did right though going away. I think
Yeah.
you need to go away. I don't care if it's an hour, 2 hours. I think it's a different experience when you
And I
go.
would not change it for the world because I just wouldn't change it for the world. I know we probably gonna get into college life, but oh my God.
yeah. That's what's up because we gonna transition into that because I was thinking, okay, because Tony, you're from Hammond, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you know what I said?
Okay.
Wait a minute, how do y'all come way up north? I was like, hey, thank you for doing it, because New Orleans. Let me tell you something. She used to get on my nerves. Like when the Saints won the Super Bowl, man, see, she came in with her umbrella. I mean,
Baby,
listen,
you better
she's
know
so
I
New
was
Orleans.
things
I'm like,
down.
girl, raise up out of here.
I
And
was things down. I'm so
it's
serious.
funny. So I was
Hmm.
curious, like, okay, Tony, they took you down from Hammond. Okay, all right. So now people like they say, yeah, we party like every other school. You see, look at the white folks in Palm Springs, but that's a whole other story though. But yeah, everybody party. If you go to college, you young folks, of course you party. So
Hmm.
watch your mouth, check your tone.
Yep.
So
And they
so
don't never
tell
go back to their schools. They never
yeah,
go back.
No.
My
right.
sister
It's like
from PWI, I think she went back like twice.
Good. I'm glad you said that because I got a clip kind of close to what you just said. So, all right, when you got to your school, I mean, what struck you initially in terms of the vibe? What thing that you can pinpoint? What struck you initially? Like, man, yeah, I think I made the right choice.
For me, when I visited, it was like college day, and they showed the incoming freshmen. If you was they have the college day, so much love, and I found out about this thing called the block, and I'm like, ooh, this what they do? They had the ice cream socials, and I'm like, oh my, it was just so much. Everybody was so nice. They just welcomed me in, and I'm just like, I want to come here. So
Yeah,
it, other than track, the track coach welcomed me in, but to just be on the campus and just see how everybody was talking and getting along, and I'm like, oh, I want to come. And I saw a lot of black people. I'm like, oh, I want to come here.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I,
that
I,
was
I
my
I can
first
add to that
initial.
too. That was a really good experience because I know coming from high school, my high school was predominantly white. Like, so if I'm
Mm,
sitting in English class, we were in there, but it was mostly, the
mm-hmm,
predominantly white folks.
mm-hmm.
So to go to Grambling, I felt the love. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I mean, and I'll never forget going to my sociology class just to look around and everybody's black. That's a whole different type of
Yeah.
feeling. And I enjoyed that. And another thing that I really liked about it was that like with projects and schoolwork, it was like a togetherness. People
Yes.
wanted to help. They were talking about the
Mhm.
assignment. Let's get
Yes.
together and let's study. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Mhm.
It's like somebody had the notes. It was just a completely different atmosphere, and it was very
Mhm.
welcoming, and I did enjoy my time there.
Yes.
For for me, it was meeting my teammates because I played basketball in college.
Mhm.
My teammates were super duper welcoming, super cool. Like the first day, like, oh, Wendy, oh, hey, like you know, and the block party we had, it was a Q block party, a mega block party. It was interesting being around them that's a
that was
whole
a very nice, very interesting. Now listen. Hold up. Now. Okay, I'm gonna say this here. Hold up. I'm gonna throw this caveat to y'all real quick. Let me tell y'all something. Now, I have several ladies I selected. I know whatever. I mean, I selected things. So I have a lot of respect for all three of these ladies, and because they're women, they're positive women. But look here, Scone say you saw some dudes that we say, oh, okay. That seemed like that's what you was trying not to say. So go ahead and say it.
no, no, no. Well, um, it was the opposite at the block party. It was like a cute. He had like green eyes and everything. So my teammates was amping me up. They was like, because he asked me to dance. So I was like, okay. They was like, girl, you better dance with him. He cute. He cute. So I went to dance, like dance with him or whatever, and his whole crotch was cut out.
Oh,
Okay,
And
hold
I
up,
was like,
Hold on,
hold
man.
oh
up,
my
wait,
God.
wait. All right, hold up. Now, when you say his crotch was out, I need you to be more specific.
His jeans was closed, but he had cut a hole around his crotch. So it was draws. It was
Hmm.
draws.
and
Interesting.
he purposely did that.
Yes. He
Now
Oh,
Tony done took off her glasses as if she can see the crotch area. But go ahead.
I was like taken aback, like, because I was just like, okay, this is too much. And so then another Omega Q, whatever, he grabbed me, like, because we were all together. So we was dancing just with my teammates. And so he handcuffed me to his belt loop.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
oh my
Or
goodness.
something. So he was dragging me around the party. Now, that ain't make me, I mean, this experience, I was mortified. And I was just like, oh, but that was like my first week. But my teammates, that was fun, but not fun. I thought it
Yeah.
was an eye-opening like experience. Um, I despised them for about 2 years. I dodged them on campus.
Oh my gosh.
They were in the tree, and one of them guessed my bra size. Like
Oh,
it was awful. It was
oh
awful.
Lord.
It was awful. So that was like my first week. But just I thought about like not school days, but Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Yeah.
Um
oh,
Hillman.
Hillman,
yeah,
yeah.
Human.
Gilman. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I was just like, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I mean,
Yeah.
black
Mhm.
people everywhere. I never had a
That,
black
that was
teacher.
nice.
Yeah, a different world. I
A
never
different.
had a black teacher.
You
So
know what's crazy? Everything was black with me. New Orleans, I had some white teachers, but I didn't have a single white friend growing up in New Orleans at all. I never encountered a white friend like elementary school, high school, junior high. Never. Got to college, still with just like the people who I hung with, because the whole track team was black. I didn't have any white friends. I didn't make my first white friend until I started working at Office Depot, and I wasn't supposed to be working. You ain't supposed to be working while you on scholarship,
right,
but
During that time. Right, right.
right. But I had
Absolutely.
to sneak and
Absolutely.
do that because I need me some money, and
Yeah.
that's when I met my first white friend at 20, 20 or 21. So it was black everything for me.
yeah, I was the
Wow.
opposite,
Yeah.
but because I was Saginaw, where Diane and I grew up, we was black people were very much accessible.
Mhm,
Yeah.
My
mhm.
family was blackity black. I went to
Yeah.
a Pentecostal church, so
Oh, hold on. Which church did you go to?
I went to VBM, Victorious Believers Ministries,
Oh
right
yeah.
there.
Hmm. Yep.
So I
Yep.
went to a Koji church, so I got a black experience, just not on the educational side.
Right.
And I
Mm.
think black children need representation.
Oh, yes, they do.
We gonna go there
Absolutely.
They
whenever
do.
Diane wants us to, but
Yes. I
No,
have
no,
a friend right
that's
now
absolutely
begging
true.
to come with me to homecoming because she didn't go to a HBCU, and I always talk about how much fun I have at homecoming, and I think she went to NIU. I don't know. I can't even remember. But she always want to come with me. I'm girl. No. Mm-mm. She's 34. I'm like,
oh,
no.
you should let her come.
No, girl. Cause see, I'm 52, and she got want to go to them parties where they twerking. She gonna
Hey,
boy.
hey, but you know what though?
I don't do all that
I'm
no
gonna
more.
tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school, my mind, because I was dumb, with homecoming, I was wondering, like, man, what's all these old heads doing here? Homecoming is actually for them, actually,
I know.
for the
I
people
found
coming
that
back.
out later in
So,
life.
and I always wondered, what do they do during homecoming until I became one of them old heads, went
Yes.
down there. Because I ain't gonna lie, I
Yes.
don't know if you went to that night, they had that midnight breakfast. Lord have mercy. And I look at that cafeteria. That was not our cafeteria. The kids eating too good now. But
Right.
from
Right.
12 to 4, so I
That's
just,
true.
yeah, it's the whole vibe. It's like,
Yes.
I can't, you really can't pinpoint it because you
Mhm.
learn so much. And I mean, you guys are talking about the instructors. The instructors actually cared,
Yes.
cussed you out, some of them, when you was on that BS. And I
Ooh.
don't know, my anatomy teacher. I don't know if you had him for biology or Tony, Dr. Duplancher.
Ooh.
You see, Dr. Duplancher. He was in
I had him
Carver.
too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this dude he was Creole, and I
Yeah.
remember he came
Yeah.
in, and everybody was waiting. You know, you give regular instructors 10 minutes. Somebody say, who's starting to roll? Who's
Yeah.
starting to roll? You know what I'm saying? But the
Yep.
professors, we gave 15. But
15.
yeah,
Mhm.
but this time we was about to have a test. So everybody's taking one of them notes. He came in, he handwritten his notes and Xeroxed them. And he looked up and he was crying. They looking at was like, Doc, what's wrong? He said, y'all looking at a sorry nigga. I'm like, what like what was up? He said, I tried, but I can't stop drinking. He said, but you know what? They can't fire me though, because nobody know this stuff like I know it. Now here are the notes. And the girl said, Doc, you drink that much? He said, baby, I drunk enough liquor to sink a battleship. I said, but this is what y'all do. Take these notes. My mama's in town. She gave the address. Y'all come just say hi to him because Dr. Duplantis was old at that point. His mom was like almost 100. He
Ooh.
said, just come by and say hi to my mama. I'm going to have my grade book. I'm going to give you points.
Oh.
Cars was lined up all down the street. Everybody went to go say hey to his mama. But my point is, the relationships that you built with
Mhm.
your instructors, they actually cared. They was like your mother and father and uncle
Yes.
away from home.
Yes. That is so, oh my gosh, that is so true. I had introduction to special education, and so that was like my sophomore year. Then I had introduction to, I had that same class, but the part two, my junior year. So here I am, I'm going to cheat. So I wrote the little answers on the paper, and I had some more paper and I set it up. I'm a junior in college. Really? I set it up under there. Now it was like five of us that was cheating. We all friends now. I get caught. So the my professor pulled me out and he said, you know that you can get expelled from this school. He black man.
Yep.
I said,
Yep.
no, I didn't know. He said, and I know you run track. And now, do you want me to tell your coach? Do you want me to call your mama? I said, please don't call my mama. I didn't care about my coach, but please don't call my mama. He was like, I'm going to act like this never happened. Do you understand me? Give me that. I'm going to act like this. He didn't tell nobody because I
Yeah.
could have been kicked out of school,
Yeah.
but he cared enough to give me a chance,
Yeah,
and I
that's
really
good.
appreciated him for that.
Yeah.
They do care.
They do. They really,
Mhm.
really did. They don't care because I know with some of the other um people, they would just let you fail. Wouldn't have
Mhm.
any trouble with making sure you didn't get back in or whatever. They just whatever, just write some stuff or call whoever and that's the end of it. And then,
Mhm.
then your stuff down the drain. You got to figure out where you're gonna go to school.
Yeah.
It just goes downhill from there. But
Mhm.
I did feel like the instructors were caring, and I'm glad you did mention Dr. Duplancher. I have many tales from Dr. Duplancher. He was like, I know it was one day he was out the window talking to some girl. Hey, girl, he didn't care. He
Yeah. Yeah.
was hollering at people. I'm like, what? He
Doc
didn't
was
care.
wild. Doc was wild. Even like you said sociologist. That mean you had Terry Young. Did you have Mr. Young?
No, it was a lady
Oh, okay.
for
Okay. Well, we
sociology. And
okay.
I enjoyed that class too. But
Okay. Because
yeah.
we'll leave that alone. Because Terry Young, Lord have mercy, that brother there was at a whole other level. But okay, now let me now let me ask you this here. Now, dorm life. Now, I know I hear people talk about because I know I ain't gonna, this is true. I have more than a small sample size, and I'm educated. Been year 28. I've been around a lot of women. I've been a lot of women in church, and I see women, and sometimes women love women, but then women sometimes hate women. So my question: in dorms, did you guys experience a lot of unnecessary cattiness, pettiness, hating in any of y'all experiences y'all had? Not necessarily with roommates or just people in the dorm. Period.
Well, yes. Um, we didn't experience. I hung with the basketball team. I was a basketball player. I hung with my teammates, and the majority of us looked feminine. We had a couple, but the majority
Yeah.
of us looked very feminine, very girly. Nobody was like gay like the girls, are now. No, except, I'm not trying to down anybody, but we were
Right.
girly. So with that being said, the guys liked us. So they would come to the games, cheer us on. So apparently, some of the girls that dated some of the frat guys, the sorority girls. So they put like dykes run the sixth floor and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I said in our faces, because hey, we lift weights.
Right. Mhm.
We
Right.
Yep.
run about 3 miles a day. So even if we couldn't fight, we could wear you down till you couldn't fight
Mhm. Yep.
physically.
Right.
Mhm.
So I mean, it got one time where we, kind of confronted some people and they didn't want the same. But for the most part, we were celebrated because we made school history. We won our Ohio Valley Conference 2 years in a row because we weren't in SWAC,
Mhm.
unfortunately. And so the AKAs threw us parties, the Deltas threw us parties because we won two conference championships 2 years in a row. And
Mhm.
our men, the first year, our men won it too. So we
Okay.
made some history. They celebrated us. So, we let bygones be bygones. But yeah, it was just that. And when we look back, we were young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were
Mhm.
young adults, put it like that.
Yep. Mhm.
But for the most part, no, I got along with everybody. I literally got along with girls, everybody, not just
Mhm.
my teammates.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I say, I ran track, so I hung with. I mean, your teammates become your best friends.
Yeah.
So, and what my coach did is, with us, we had to. Our teammates were our roommates.
Yes.
So that made it even better. And so at A&M they have freshman dorms,
Yeah.
but if you're on a team, then you're not staying in that freshman dorm. We stayed in what was called the upperclassmen dorm, all
Yeah.
freshmen. So the upperclassmen dorm is juniors and seniors.
Mhm.
But because we were part of the track team, he had his freshman and sophomore, his juniors and his seniors stay in one dorm, which we got along with the upperclassmen fine, the people who wasn't even on the track team. But we got along with everybody because you had the women's track team dorm. um it was the track team, but it was other people, regular people who didn't play sports in a dorm. You had the
Right.
basketball dorm, so
Yeah.
each team had their dorm, the football dorm, you know
Why we
but
call them regular people?
yeah.
The civilians, the
Right.
others. I guess Greeks do that too. Greek people do that too. The
You're
other
right.
people, the
The
regular.
other people. Yeah, but we got along with everybody. And the thing is, back then, like if well, we were in season the whole year, seemed like. We never, from cross country to indoor track to outdoor track, so we never really had a break. But when we didn't have really anything going on, we would go and support every other sport,
Yeah.
and they will come and support us. So, and that's what I like. It wasn't no football team against the basketball team.
Right.
It,
Absolutely.
it
Right,
wasn't.
Absolutely.
right,
It
right.
wasn't any of
That's
that.
true. We were supportive. Yep.
Yeah. So I love that. Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. That's good. I
Yeah.
ain't really have a whole lot of nothing weird, no cattiness or nothing like that in the dorm. I really wasn't in the dorm a whole lot. Like I was there freshman year and I want to say sophomore year, and I believe after that I probably moved off campus. So I didn't experience any kind of,
Drama.
it's just girls being girls.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
you knew who was at whatever dorm, like the football players were here, and these people were there, and stuff
Hmm.
was said about Drew Hall and people at Truth because they had carpet. It was a nicer dorm, and all this kind of stuff. But I moved off campus. I was doing me. I was all right. So,
Yeah, that's yeah,
Were
that's
guys allowed in y'all's
That's
dorm?
what I was going to ask. Visitation. We didn't have visitation.
okay.
Oh,
No, go
guys,
well. I know, Tony.
yeah.
Tony, you go ahead and answer that, Tony.
I mean, it seemed like at some point they did have visitation.
And it
And
was
I
some
Mhm.
think it was
bull, but
like the
yeah,
weekend or something
Yeah,
like that
sneak
because
yeah,
it
visitation.
wasn't all the time.
We
Yeah.
had
But it
yeah.
was at a period of time they did allow. And
Mhm.
then yeah. So but now it's
Oh,
Listen, I could, yeah.
co-ed
you
and
got
Listen,
right.
it's
listen.
crazy.
Let me
That's
look.
crazy.
I'm gonna tell you something because it was crazy because I remember you have to sign up and then you go up there and then the
Yeah.
door had to
Door
be
gotta be
open. But
open.
since
yeah.
but people wanted to go like because like the real bigger girl dorm was what is like Wheatley, Martha Adams, them big ones, and some of
Mm-hmm.
them older artists say they ain't gonna keep coming up and down there, but it didn't
No.
matter because it was if people was getting it in over on the boys' side before it was visitation, and then
Right.
and you always knew somebody who had an apartment. So I heard.
Mhm.
Um, and so you know what I'm saying? So yeah, stuff was going on, but what's funny, I think about it like now, could you imagine during our time if there was social media during
Ooh.
then
Really.
it was still was some drama with folk.
My page
Oh,
was
it would have been off. You know, people
Oh
would record. I saw you
my
going to this dorm. I got
God.
I'm like, oh,
Okay. Mm,
Let me
it
tell
would
you
have been
something.
out of control.
it
God,
It would have
yes,
been out of
I'm gonna just
control.
say
it
God is
really.
good.
I'm glad we went to school when we
ain't he
went to
good?
school.
What'd you say, Tony?
God is good.
I
Yes.
just thank him every day. Right?
Won't he do
I'm
it?
telling you.
Yes, he will.
I'm glad we went
Listen,
when we went. I would not change it.
yeah,
You know what's crazy?
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't want to go to college and stay on campus right now at this age.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to do it.
It's a trip. Like my son is a freshman at Nicholls State. And when we were moving him into his dorm, it was like he was explaining to me that it's co-ed dorm, but his floor, the boys like they're every other floor. By
yep,
him being on the second floor, it's all boys, but the other floor above him is girls, and then boys, and you know what I mean. It's like that,
Wow.
and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I guess, but I mean, he's got a good setup. It's his side, and then the dude's side, and then they share the bathroom, and then there's another little area that's just an open little area or whatever. But that's cool and all, but they have some setups in there. When we took him over there for orientation, there was a deal where there were 4 to a room, and that child called me from his tour. I'm in the parents thing, learning, and he calls me from the tour. Mom, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. I can't stay in here. I can't stay in here. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm gonna get you out of there. So I had to make sure he didn't get assigned to the dorm with the 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and the bathroom in the middle, because he was just learning
Right.
to come into himself because he's a
Mhm.
yeah,
soft-spoken person.
yeah,
So so we got him lined up to where there's just another person over there. But that's just wild to me because
Yeah.
we didn't have it like that. We didn't
It
have it like
really
that.
Well,
is.
my sister went to Central Michigan, a
okay,
PWI, about 40 minutes from where Diane and I grew up. She graduated in 85, so I was in 6th grade her freshman year. And when we went on her to siblings weekend, it was like guys next door to her.
Wow.
Oh
Like,
my.
Back then?
yeah, it was
Oh.
a PWI. They wasn't paying.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh. PWI. Right.
Yes,
they
it
don't
was
get
Okay.
yeah,
They can do
Okay.
whatever they want to do.
yeah, it
yeah,
was.
they didn't,
No biggie.
yeah,
They
And
just
so
Yeah.
that
did
was
that.
my first college experience. So when I went to Tennessee State, because even my dad, you got to think, my middle sister, she stayed at home for 2 years. And then, so he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you a bike to ride on campus." Like he had all of this because of my sister's experience. We
Mhm.
went to Nashville. He was like, It ain't nowhere to lock up a bike. This ain't no bike campus. Like,
It's not gonna work.
yeah. It was like, oh,
You done came up, saw a Kappa twirling his cane on your bike. You be
yeah.
driving.
I'm like, he's like, oh, y'all, they threw y'all off in the hood. Like, nah, it ain't no bike paths and all of that.
Right.
It was different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my
and
God.
if things so much different. I look at now, my daughter, she's graduated, but I remember like the FAFSA is so much easier
Oh
than the
my.
student aid report. That student aid report, you fill out early, and then you actually fill out early. People who turn in late, theirs gonna be on top of yours, and they gonna get attended to first. And it just that always was a struggle, like with getting in school or make sure everything's straight. But what it
Mhm.
did, it taught you patience.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a underrated thing that you had to learn because they was trying to do the best for us, but we
Right.
had
Mhm.
to be patient.
Right.
Ooh, you said a mouthful on that because I remember I got there, got moved into the dorm. Okay, got there like on a Saturday. Sunday was kind of like mellow. My sister comes, tells me, okay, we're going to get you in school. I said, well, what do you mean get me in school? You're
Right.
gonna get in school. I'm gonna take you over here. She took me over there, probably Charles P. Adams Hall, if I'm not mistaken, and put me in a line. I said, what do you
Yeah.
mean? What's supposed to happen here? You're gonna stand in this line and you're gonna
Yeah,
get a schedule, and then once you get this schedule, we're going to then you'll go to the other area and get a fee sheet and
a fee sheet.
and
Yep.
pay and get in school. But when she put me in that line, when I tell you I was in line all day. I was in
Yeah,
Yes.
line all day. And
Yes.
you meeting people in the line, people
Yep.
learning other folk. It was just
Yep.
freshmen and where you from, all of this, all the
Mm-hmm.
way until you got to a counselor. So
Right.
learning patience and getting it, you did
Mhm.
learn. You
You
didn't have a
did.
choice. You
You
just
really
right,
did.
thugged it out. And that's just what you
Really
did.
did. You really did. And then even with me being on a scholarship, I still had to stand in line because in the end I had to take that fee sheet and bring it to the people so they can see that I'm on scholarship. But
the,
I had to go through
Absolutely.
everything.
Really? Oh,
Yes. Well, my parents, first of all,
that's
my mom and my dad, they didn't know because they never went to college. They didn't know anything about college. So now here I am lost. I don't know what I'm finding out from my coach and other people where I gotta go, what I gotta do. But while I was standing in line because freshmen couldn't have cars, well, I didn't even know how to
right.
drive back then. When I was a fresh, I didn't learn how to drive till I was 21. So, in Alabama, because we didn't have driver's ed in New Orleans at the time, so you just
Hey.
didn't really know how to drive. Like I would go driving with my dad sometimes, but I'm little sitting on his lap driving. I'm
right,
never
right.
drove myself. But as I'm standing in line, I'm like, and if you ever been to Alabama, then you know Alabama is land. But Alabama A&M is, is stuff around there. But I wound up meeting somebody, me and my friend, me and one of the girls on the track team, we wound up meeting somebody with a car. So when we had to go to the store,
Hmm.
and he was on a football team, so we all became good friends. And when we had to go to the store to get like personal items, get snacks, they would call us on the phone in the hallway that you had to get
Y'all
out.
didn't have no phone in y'all room?
Wait a minute. Hey, see, hold on.
What
See,
the
and let me
world?
see. Hey, listen. Let me tell you something.
This is
Let
Okay.
me say this. This is very interesting because what she said. See, let me tell y'all something. I know. I see how you looking. I see how you're looking, Tony and Wendy. But let me explain something to y'all. Hold up. Let me take off my shade so I can see what I'm saying. Look at here. She's right because listen. I got a full ride basketball scholarship initially to Winston-Salem State in North Carolina, HBCU.
yeah.
So I didn't wait in line for nothing. They gave the
Mhm.
schedule, got books. I got everything was sweet. we didn't have phones in the room. This is
Mm-mm.
how crazy this was. Our phones was in the hallway.
Yep.
And see, I stayed in Brown, which they call the Bronx. So you got 6 phones. So your mama could be calling you. Sometimes somebody answer hello, and they'd be like, Danielle, 136.
Yep.
One
Or
thing,
they'll come and knock on your door. You got a
yeah,
phone call. You got a phone call.
listen, it was crazy. But my roommate, his dad was like, damn this. He installed a phone. He got a phone put in our room, but then we had to keep Negroes out because cats trying to use our phone. So when I got to Grambling and we had phones in the room, I said, oh, hell yeah. Okay, now we know that. You know what I'm saying? You ring once, that's on campus. The double ring, that means somebody called you from off campus. You know what I'm saying? So,
We didn't
yeah,
get
so
a phone
everybody's
in our room
experiences
till
can be
93.
different.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
Yeah.
when I was
wow right there.
registered for when we
That's
registered for class, you had to get in line for every class.
Wait. Stop. Now, I usually don't pull this out twice in the show, but hold up.
What?
Y'all had to get in line for every class?
You had to get in line for every class. So if you needed English, you had to go get the English line. You
Oh
had to
my
go get in
God.
line. If you needed engineering, you needed to go to that line. Yes.
Oh,
You
What?
sit in
wow.
line?
bad.
Yes.
Wow.
And the thing
What
about
year
it
did
is,
y'all come out? What year was y'all in school?
92 and I graduated in 97.
Me
Okay.
too. 92,
Okay.
97.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and this is crazy because my sister, remember my oldest sister, went away to a PWI in 85 and she registered and did everything on a phone.
Yeah, they kind of get you right at the PWIs. It's not much.
And she was like, "Oh, I just got registered and get to my class, just punching numbers on a phone." I was standing in line all day.
All day.
Yep.
Mhm.
Not
Yep.
for money, not for books, because I was on scholarship. So whatever, but I had to go and get into every line.
class
And
for
then
the
if it was a cap, if it was like reach the cap, they would be like, oh, it's already capped, that class full. Then you had to you stood in line to get to the front for them to say it's full. Then you had to like get an override.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
them overrides. Yes.
Oh
Oh
my.
my gosh.
Yeah, and you just have to be, got to finesse and talk to people. Hey, I really need this class. If you don't open your mouth, and another thing, it teach you how
Right.
to open your mouth
It
because
should.
when they see you're being assertive, want to get your business straight, people will work with you. But if you
Right.
sit back and be quiet, you will get looked over in a lot of situations.
Now,
Right.
I love Southern people. I do. But they
Yeah.
wasn't in a rush for nobody.
Oh,
No.
listen.
No.
Oh,
Like, baby,
Baby, them old
listen.
ladies with them glasses, they ain't rushing
you
for
need to
nobody.
go over there and
Yep.
sit. Yeah.
And when it was their lunch, listen, cause they say, hey, man, I gotta go see my counselor in the morning. You better, if it opened at 8, Cass was out there at 6, cause you want to get
Yes.
first. And when they go to lunch, I don't care if they lunch start at 12:30, you be right there. Okay, they close that thing, and they gonna take
They
that
sure
whole
will.
hour.
Yes.
Yes.
They'll
They
show
sure
that
will.
thing down. Boom in your face.
Yes.
Baby, what?
I'm
I got
telling you.
Yo,
school.
you be seeing people on campus. You in school? I ain't in yet, dog. Can't show you their card with that sticker. I'm in, dude. I'm in.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
I remember this one guy crying so hard. I didn't know him. But he was like, man, I ain't get my money. Something, I gotta go home. Something. I was just like, oh man.
That happens to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known
Yes.
people that were in school and was like something didn't work out. And they had been in class for like 2 weeks or whatever. And
Yeah, because they
carrying
would
on
let you go to class. You go to class.
partying and
Yep.
all this other kind of stuff, and they gotta go home because something
They
didn't
will
work out.
drop you in a heartbeat.
That's
And
a
it'd be
hard
sad
thing.
too, because sometimes some of those people kind of was questioning going anyway. And then it kills their motivation to try to fight and go back. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very disheartening thing. You see people
It
go
is.
through that.
Right.
Yeah,
I felt
absolutely.
so I was like, man.
That's heartbreaking.
That's tough. That's very
It
tough.
is heartbreaking. It
Yeah.
really
Very
is.
tough.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So let me lady ask you this here. So when you the girls, did you guys go home for spring break, or did you go to the Freakniks, the Daytonas, or did you guys usually go home?
I
I
went
went
to
Yeah,
to Freaknik.
I
I
know
went,
I,
none of
I know
those.
your fast behind went to
I
Freaknik.
went
So
to
I
that's
Freaknik
what
went
you.
to
2
none of that.
years in a row. No, was
Oh,
it
Well,
uh,
yeah,
3 years in a row? I went.
I couldn't basketball because we made it so far.
yeah,
Hmm.
I was tied up from August from conditioning all the way to March Madness.
yep. See, that's how.
Then
What? Yeah,
so breaks. I mean, sometimes I went home for Christmas for 2 days.
Hmm.
We
yeah,
had to
or
come
day.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and then we had to come back because we were playing in the tournament somewhere. But um, I went to Freaknik. I want to say my junior year, the record breaker year, when it was like 300,000 Freaknickers and the police was
Okay,
on.
let me ask you this. I need to know the year. What? Can you remember the year?
That had to be 95.
4 or 5.
Okay.
95.
That year
Yeah,
I didn't go.
yeah.
I
I ain't
think
going. I went 93 and
94.
94.
It might have been, I was a sophomore, 94. Whenever it was the record breaking,
Listen,
it was like,
Lord have
it was
mercy.
on 75. We was in downtown Atlanta on 75 on the highway
Hmm.
walking
Hmm.
because
And
it was
see,
gridlock.
listen, this is, I know this could be a whole show in itself. When they did the
Hmm.
documentary, it really didn't give it justice because
No.
it really
No.
didn't because, and this one was crazy. Because like people that have cell phones, except the Du Bois had them real big ones,
Yes,
but
them
people really didn't
bricks.
have cell phones. So if you meet somebody that you like, if y'all not staying in the same hotel, right there, you're not going to see them again
No.
because
No.
it was a party it was something going on in every part of Atlanta.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it was insane. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, people was out here,
Hmm.
but what's crazy though, there was not no violence.
No.
People was just out. I'm sure there was some skirmishes here and there, but for the most part,
I didn't see any.
yeah,
Yeah.
me the people was just out there kicking it because, like you said, I could never really go home for Thanksgiving, Christmas. I play ball then, but we would get a day off, but for Mardi Gras break, because we have Mardi Gras break in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh, we just love. And when I listen, I ain't gonna lie.
yeah.
Now, my mother and father from Louisiana. That's where we went. People thought I was from Louisiana because we went every year. So I said, spring break. He said, well, yeah, the spring break, cool, but we have to have, I said, what? But they have Mardi Gras break. I said, you got to be bullshit. Wait a minute. We a Mardi Gras break? Because what was it like? About like 5 days?
Yeah, when I was growing up in New Orleans, we get the whole week out. We go
All
to
school. So I'm like,
school,
oh, this is
all
love.
schools are closed for the entire
You know what?
week.
I never thought about the universities. I figured that the school system might because of
Uh-huh.
all the promotion, but I
Man,
didn't think about going
Yeah,
being at a university in Louisiana. Yeah.
right.
Louisiana school shut it down. Nope.
Yeah.
Everybody out.
Because you've got Grambling and Southern, their bands
Yeah, it
are
was
in
just,
all the
yeah.
parades damn near
Yep.
down there. So, they can't go to class because they're in parades
Right.
down
Right.
there.
Oh, wow.
I ain't in no class because people was out wanting to kick it.
Well,
Right.
this was my motto in the
See,
spring semester. I made sure I attended every class from January to late March because April, and I'm gonna go and say it, April if I need to miss an afternoon class because that's when y'all start wearing those dukes. So I would want to be out in front of the calf, see who's walking by here and there. So, but yeah, it was an amazing time. But now speaking of dress, and since I brought Daisy Dukes, I saw this lady talking. Let me see here. Wait a minute. If I can find her. If I can find her somewhere. Where did she go? She was talking about some stuff. I said, I wonder what you ladies think about this. I just started wearing glasses like a couple years ago. I never wore glasses in my life. I had reading
Oh,
glasses, and I'm still kind of in denial too. But don't just pray for me. But check out this chick here.
Hey, yo, hey, sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews, listen. All this scuttlebutt going on about these HBCU homecoming outfits. I'm 57. And I didn't go to an HBCU. I went to a PWI. So, our equivalent of homecoming was like OU Texas weekend, which, you saw my video. But anyway,
Okay, shut up. So when I saw, I said, shut up. You ain't go to HBCU, so I don't hear none of this you have to say. She may have had something. She may have had something powerful, but when she said that, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. I want to hear. So my question. So I know particularly last year, I saw a lot of different people from a lot of schools talking about how some of
Oh,
the girls were dressing during homecoming. I don't know if you
awesome.
guys may have seen some of those things too.
yeah.
So
Oh my
what are
God.
your thoughts on some of those things? What are your thoughts?
I
Oh,
Oh,
I
who picked me?
in the school district. I really wasn't surprised, and because of social media, and you see how they carry on there, so I'm just what I was surprised at was some of the Greek girls that I see.
mm,
Only because I when we were in school, like they carried themselves a certain way.
yeah.
No, they had those unwritten things that I mean, those things that they knew that somebody non-Greek, like if you drinking, you're not supposed to, I guess, have your
Have your
letters
letter.
Your letters.
Hmm.
turn yourself inside out or something,
Yeah.
whatever it
Right.
is. So when I see some of them carrying on or dress, I'm just like the decorum out the door. But okay,
Yeah. And you know what? It last year, now year before that, it wasn't as bad as last year. And that's because it was a trend on TikTok. These skirts that these young ladies was wearing, and they were like shorter than tennis skirts. But then up under it, the shorts will be so little that their butt cheeks are hanging out.
No,
And the
Hmm.
wow.
thing is, it wasn't anybody like around our age. You didn't see no 50-year-olds or no 48-year-olds because now people are bringing their families to
Right.
homecoming, so you have the freshman, sophomore girls. You have the people who are actually in college, versus the people who are going back for homecoming. But that's where that started. It started on TikTok, and it's just like it went crazy throughout the HBCUs. And I'm just like, these girls are half naked. Like, we have grandfathers out here, we have grandmothers, we have little children,
Yeah.
Right.
and it ain't got nothing on.
That's
well, I,
distasteful.
well, I,
Okay. So
well, they
yeah,
go to job interviews like that too, y'all.
You
yeah,
know what?
and then they
Right,
won't be hired. And but
right.
and that's well, we could talk about the hire thing too. So Tony, like because obviously we all talking about it. So when you saw some of the things or some of the thought, what exactly your thought process in terms of the young ladies?
I'm thinking misguided. Like there I have a plethora of emotions and ideas and what has happened and how did we fail these young ladies,
Yes.
because I know I'm 51, just turned 51. I'm feeling like, what is it that these young ladies feel like they need to be accepted by
Mm-hmm.
the masses and whatever social media is telling them is it? I'm
Yeah.
feeling like we, as the older young ladies, or whatever you want to call us, seasoned people or whatever, like,
Mm-hmm.
how have we failed them to where they feeling like that this is okay? I
Right.
saw that same set of outfits and all this kind of stuff at Bayou Classic, and it was like, and it was cold. It was
Yeah.
cold. I'm like, how y'all walking around like this?
Just
I
nasty.
know you cold. So it's like, so you trying to be cute, but it's really
Mm-hmm.
distasteful. It's not cute.
It really
Because even my
is.
husband was like, What they think?
Okay, well, let me ask you this, Tony. I'm gonna play Lucifer's advocate here.
All right.
Okay, and trust me, Lucifer gets no love on this platform. I rebuke you. You a liar. You a thief. You a cheat. Because I know a man who came down 42 generations. Okay, let me get started. I get caught up in my mix. But look here, because I think about the goodness
Right.
and
Yes.
all that he has done. Okay, but let me stop here. Let me get here. But I always have a little praise break. But look here. Now, I know you are a Delta.
Absolutely.
So you see a Delta. Okay, yeah, but we want
Oh, so you didn't get offended when I said that though, Tony, because
Mm.
oh
because I
Oh.
said that, and that's what shocked me the most.
yeah, Tony
Yeah.
cool people. But yeah, yeah, she'll trip on
Don't
that
act like
Saw that, I
because
was like, why they dress? I see it on social media too, and I'll be like, they big sisters, let them do that.
yeah,
But go
and see
ahead.
and that's my question. So you let's say you down at Bayou Classic or whatever, and you see a sister wearing her letters in straight, stank, sexy red mode. So do you like pull it to the side? Do you have a conversation with her? Like what do you do?
I mean, if it's me that's got to talk to her, I don't have a problem with pulling her to the side. But to be honest with you, somebody else would probably be done got to her before me, because everybody is walking and walking and walking, and you do have a lot. Granted, you do have the young people out there, but you got the old heads out there as well. And if we
Right.
see something that's distasteful, especially to our letters, I can speak on behalf of Delta Sigma Theta. Somebody gonna pull you to the side and get you together. Be like,
Right.
sis, what you doing? We don't do this. We
Mhm.
don't do this.
No.
I can't say what the Zeta's doing, the Sigma Gamma Rho, aka like whatever. But Delta, there's no place for that.
Right.
You've got to respect yourself if you expect
Yes.
others to respect you. And
Mhm.
to dress like that for the sake of what this person is saying and you want to get this person's attention or something like that, somewhere along the lines we have let you down and you've been
Yep.
misguided.
Mhm.
So yeah, we I think we all have a responsibility to try and teach the young ladies
Right.
what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. But you do have to be mindful too. Their mindset, a lot of them, this day and age, they
Yes.
don't care how they talk to you.
No.
They will
Right.
try to kill you, really and truly. You
I
really
was
have
just
to
gonna say
be
that.
you have to be
Yeah.
mindful.
Yes.
That's just like me seeing the little boys walking around with their pants underwear showing.
Mhm.
I'm
Let me
old
ask you.
school. I'm sorry.
Let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
So you know how anybody could correct us, right? Right. Anybody could
Yeah.
correct.
Right.
So you being Greek, you think that because they are emboldened, or it's like when I go back to campus and I say, "Oh, you play basketball?" Like, "Oh, I'm on the." They'll be like, "Oh," looking like, "Okay," and or how they'll be like, "Oh, we don't do '90s no more." Like Michael Jordan, they ain't. So if you were to say something to them about anything, so the respect wouldn't even be there. You're saying,
It may or may not be, but I think it's all in how you approach them.
okay,
Yeah.
I honestly believe you, like me myself, if I were to see my soror out here with something on half naked, I think I'm gonna go to my sister, my soror, come here, let me talk to you. I'm not even gonna talk to her in front of whoever she's with. I'm gonna pull her to the side and have
okay,
Right.
a very delicate conversation with her to kind of figure out what's going. What can I do to help?
Right.
I need to understand your mentality. Why did you feel like this was okay? But my sister, I'm here for you. But
Mhm.
what you're wearing is not appropriate for
Right.
this scene, this area. This is not the way we do these things. We don't do this.
No.
So you have some that are just trying to keep up with somebody else. Oh,
Yeah.
well, this person got such and such on, so I'm gonna be cuter than her, and I'm gonna cut half an inch off. Bless you,
Thank
2 more inches off because my skirt need to be shorter than hers, this and that type of thing. But somebody got to draw the line. Somebody
you.
got to
Right.
be
Hmm.
willing to just say, okay, I'm going to approach this person, but you have to
Mhm.
approach them in love. You cannot approach them
Right.
with how dare you stank and shine on you and this and that. You
Yeah.
cannot bring that
Mhm.
to them that way. They are not going to receive you
No.
at all.
Right.
it will become a completely different conversation.
Yes.
The situation is going to go left, and they probably ready to fight. That's this generation,
Yeah.
Yes.
these kids that we're dealing with right now. And I'm saying
Right.
kids because that's the mentality that they have.
They
They're
have
Yep.
not
children
adults.
mentality.
They're
Mm-hmm.
children. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's the approach that we have to take with them. But I mean, I've been in the world long enough. I mean, to know how this stuff needs to go, and I'm not scared or whatever to approach or talk to them.
Right.
You just got
And
to.
that's the thing, Tony. You're right. What you're saying is the approach with the
Yeah.
love, because me and Zena, we worked together for years, and we was at a I still say I love my time at Dunbar, a
Me
great
too.
school, but it was a hood school,
Yep.
and
In
we had
Chicago.
real hood.
Yes.
And we had real hood kids. But one thing I do know, if you show them kids that you genuinely love them, you
Mm-hmm.
could tell them
Really
everything.
good.
You sure
Right.
could.
There was killers who've been in my house. We
Yep.
had murderers at Dunbar that's been in my house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is the approach. But so me going to this here, what are our next steps to take our HBCUs to the next level? I'm talking about even whether it's financially, educationally, socially, to make it as, like I said, we all know the power of what it is. People are just trying to learn, but we now need to take it to another level. So what do you think those next steps are?
Dog, you know what? I was gonna bring up that girl that posed nude in front of the FAMU sign.
Oh.
I missed that.
What?
What?
I'm sorry, y'all. You went on to another subject. I was
Oh
waiting on
no.
everybody to finish.
Well,
Y'all
hold
don't see
up.
the girl that
No,
posed
I didn't
nude.
know.
She posed nude in front of the FAMU Rattlers. Like
Now was she a student?
she was a grad student. She graduated
Oh,
with her master's.
she was a good. Oh Lord.
She did it at night, and I thought everybody saw that. She
Hold
went
up.
by.
You got the link? You know, because I gotta see it before I can judge it. But no,
Um, let me see.
no. But I'm saying, so okay. So she poses completely nude.
She posed with a little something around herself.
What was her
Mm.
Uh,
rationale? Like what I mean, I know they attacked her,
What?
like they
You
came
know
for
what it's for? It's for these likes and stuff on.
she had the
oh,
She had
That's what
like
it's for.
she was like Medusa like. She had
Oh my God.
so it's
long
about money?
blonde, long blonde like Medusa like hair, and it like cascaded. And she was in front of the Rattler sign.
Wow.
I'm
And she
literally
went
trying
by
to
like
think.
my nieces saw they went to Georgia. She was in college, like they were in college together, and she was at Georgia, and we had a discussion about it. But that's what
Wow.
when you was talking about the girls and the dress, and that's where I thought you was going. Yeah,
Oh no,
she
I didn't know. You got to send me that. I hadn't heard. So when was this?
Oh, all y'all got. I found it. I can't show it because I don't know if it's going to be on your.
2 years. I think it was 20
Listen. Well,
2023.
listen. Oh, I'm definitely gonna see it
I'm about
because
to find
no,
it.
I didn't. I hadn't even heard of it. I didn't heard of it.
Yeah. And I mean, she graduated undergrad at a PWI. She knew not to
That
take
makes
her
a difference. See,
she
now I have a
knew
problem.
she knew not to take her behind and
See, I have a
pose.
problem now.
She knew not to take her behind and pose in front of no PWI half naked.
Honey.
Or naked.
FAMU, FAMU. Okay, rescind whatever money you pay for your grad class, because see, it's even worse now. You go to undergrad at PWI, but you're gonna come to our school and do this? No,
Yes.
hell no. You
Yes.
got to go. We don't need your little money for your little
Yes.
grad chapter, whatever you're trying to do. Nah. Nah,
Listen
I
to
don't like
this.
And she's an educator. And she
Listen to this. It says, anybody who knows me know that I've been dressing provocative my whole life. There's a lot of assumption that have came with me accepting my body. A lot of people question my capabilities and intelligence solely based on how I choose to dress. As I'm standing here with my master's degree at the tender age of 24, I am living proof that clothes do not define you. I encourage everybody to
look at Tony. I can't
embrace
go to
their
bed.
bodies and step outside of their social norms. Here's the key thing: she's 24.
Well, she 20.
Well, you know what?
That was how long ago?
I think it was
22.
2022.
22.
My daughter had her master's at
24 at the
24.
time. So
My daughter
she
had her
was
master's at
24 at the time.
24,
That's
and
crazy.
she
That's
knows
crazy.
much better than that.
Yeah,
Yes.
my niece did too. Had her.
Where's she gonna go to work at?
She was no, she's gonna be a counselor. She said
She's somebody. She is counseling people.
Hold on,
No.
let me say something. Let me ask you this though: what she look like? That is important.
She got these snakes in her head.
She don't look bad. She
No. The reason
Oh.
I'm saying that because because people, like I said, listen, men are very, like I said, we are probably the most shallow thing God has created.
Well,
we are very shallow.
I
But
mean, my husband he didn't think, because he'll say that too. He'll be like, "Oh, well, pretty privilege," or something like that. You know what I mean?
that's extreme, though, to be naked.
Check your phone.
That's just over the top of you.
Yeah, and no one is going to take you. See, once you do that,
that's why I wanted to bring it up. I was waiting on Tony to finish. I was like, since
she can't have a husband.
I sent it to you.
Well, that's what I told my niece.
Okay.
My niece is 24 years old, and she said, Aunt Wendy, I get so upset at things like that because people already view us as hypersexual.
Oh, Lord.
I think that's what she was saying. And then she was like, I said, imagine, and then Tony.
Medusa.
It's like Medusa, right? It's like did I describe it right?
You did.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Now I can't remember. Was she naked or?
Yeah.
No, she's naked.
She naked.
100%.
No, she ain't naked. She naked.
Naked. She covering her top and she's showing the back part of her body.
Yeah.
Her back and her butt and her legs, but the hair is drooping down.
That's what I said. The hair was kind of cascade. I was trying to explain it.
But you know what?
That's sad.
The problem I have with it is this: you wouldn't do that at your white school.
No, you should.
That's where I got so ticked off because when I read more about her, I was like, "You knew not to do that at the white folks' school."
No.
But you went and stood your behind in front of that rattler.
Yep.
And see, this is what I was talking about, or we was talking about how we all come together and we unify. I took it personal. And Tennessee State and fam used to go and battle in the classic in Atlanta every year.
Yeah.
But see, when it come down to this, we all unified. And I was like, why would she do that?
Why?
Why would she do that in front of that university sign?
Right.
Yeah, we gone. Yeah, that's a
right. Yeah, that
ain't no reason for that. She done bumped her head extremely hard.
Yeah.
That's one of them where I don't know if a good talking to would straighten that out. She
was convinced. She was convinced on Instagram. She posted it on Instagram on her page. And I was like, baby, and you going in education.
Who gonna listen to that? Who gonna want their child to learn under that?
Right.
Like, and here's the thing. People make mistakes and they do things in their youth. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I don't know how old this woman is.
She was 24 when she took that picture.
She's super grown. When I say super grown, 24, you good and grown. You know better than this.
Yeah.
You just out here wilding.
Where are your morals at? Where's your
people?
Where are your people? Exactly.
Yeah, that right there.
Yeah, yeah.
She need to be. She needs
Well,
to be
well, you know
punched
what?
in the
What
face.
has what has happened? I was talking about this the other day. I remember um, when they really started pushing gangster hardcore rap. I remember, and I love it still, even to this day, for certain with a lot of the old schools, Scarface and people of that nature. But I
NWA.
remember because I knew, and they said, "Well, yeah, let's keep pushing it because let's push this righteous stuff." PE, Public Enemy, and Boogie Down Productions, Poor Righteous Teens pushed out the door. See, now this will help us with our prisons. Now we get these fools. Okay, so once they got that down, they said, what about the men that don't want to be gangsters? We gonna push the homosexual agenda. Again, this is not about no one. If that's your lifestyle, listen, I have
Right.
no hell to put you in, nor no heaven. But what I'm
Right.
saying, I saw what the establishment started doing. So once they push that, okay, now they are everybody that as ratchet as a female, black female, they're pushing them to the forefront. And shout out to our young girls trying to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? But I want them to get to a place to say they are being used, and the people. Because I like Glorilla. I like some of their stuff, but it's like, but the average girl now this chick here, you've been to 2 schools of higher education. What are you trying to do when you should be the example for
Right.
those who have not achieved? That's why I'm kind of get tired of Angel Reese. Baby, you already there. You already there. You already there. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So, and it's all a plot of the enemy. It is, and we're
Right.
falling for it, and it's crazy. A dude's gonna look. I'm a dude. They're gonna look, but you will never have the respect that you think. Dudes, they'll do all kind of crazy stuff. But look here, you ain't gonna be his woman. You ain't.
Mhm.
That's what I
Nope.
said. I was like, when I saw that, I was telling my niece because she was just floored and she was just like, I just hate that. And I was just like, what if she meets a VP?
You
Right.
right.
You meet a VP, you meet any, and you can't,
It's
it's out there, it's on social media,
mhm.
Forever.
You can't pull that back.
Forever.
Like, ain't
and,
nobody signing up for that.
Forever.
and black women, we don't get the forgiveness as a Kim
No.
Kardashian.
Nope.
Absolutely.
That lady,
Absolutely.
Superhead,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Superhead, she ain't married no black.
Nah.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
You
But then
whereas,
Kim Kardashian and Ray J, their tape. I mean, not look at Kim now.
but what I'm
Mhm.
saying is, young black women need to know that society doesn't forgive us like they
No, you're
No.
forgive.
right. Absolutely correct.
So many. It was like one of the little white reality shows. She was married to a football player, but she was like a Playboy bunny. She ended up getting a reality show and a husband. You know, it does not equate. It doesn't work out like that for our young ladies.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
And
It
so
really
I try to tell them, hey, God forgives, society necessarily won't.
no.
Right.
That's the truth.
And you know
Right.
what? You know what? This may have been last year, where even the younger parents are having their kids. I saw this video where the child, I don't know if she was in daycare or whatever, kindergarten, dancing to Sexy Red. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yep.
remember that video? I
Yeah.
mean, they
Yeah. Yeah. That's
had
where
them
we
started
are.
young, and so these kids learn these dances, and they just as they get older. I mean, but they're starting at this little. They're starting, and the mamas are laughing. I wish my child would have popped her butt.
Mm,
She wouldn't have no butt.
But
yeah.
Right.
to be,
Yeah.
it used to be a certain demographic, but even
Yes.
now, is this young lady was educated.
Yeah.
That's see, and that's the
And
and
that's
and she
the
and
thing.
she did that in front of one of our universities. That's
Yeah.
the part, and I just think
That's
now we in a dangerous spot
Oh,
because
yes.
and I think I tell everybody you don't have to have your kids might be grown, But if you're around any young person, I mean a child, I think as Black people, we have an obligation to pull them to the side. They may not listen to you. They may not.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. I was on Grambling campus. I had this T-shirt. I forgot where I got it from. The words were like it was made like they were blurry, but you could read it, and it had too much sex make your eyes blurry. And this lady was on campus passing out these like these scriptures. She said, "Young man, come here." She said, "I don't know you, but I know you know better than to wear that shirt." I said, "Well, what's up?" He said, "No," said, "I'm not trying to judge you, baby, but I just think you know better." She gave me scripture. I went back and I was like, damn. And I was like, and I never thought about the shirt. And I actually never wore that shirt again because
Mm-hmm.
because to be Brent, but that was during a time span when I looked at, I was going back and forth trying to find, I knew who God was, but I was out on my own. We
Right.
go and then I started going back to to church down there
Mm-hmm.
in Grambling, and I was like, and I finished going there. I was like, because we have to put our kids in position to know right and wrong.
Yes.
They gonna do what they want to do, but it's
Yes.
our obligation to put them where they supposed to be,
Yeah.
and they have the freedom of choice. But if we never give it to them, then we have to answer for that. We we,
Right.
we do. We have to
Mm-hmm.
answer for it.
We really, really do. Yeah,
And
and
I
it's,
wish that young lady, I want her to come into her own, and I think she will look back. I
mm-hmm.
think frontal lobe, whatever that's called, it doesn't develop all the way until you like 25.
Mm-hmm.
That front part of your brain, that where that decision and stuff.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully she will. I wish her well. I just wish she wouldn't have done that to herself because of the stain that
it's everlasting. It's
Yeah,
everlasting.
it's
There's nothing you can
everlasting.
do now.
It
There's
ain't
nothing
going
you can do
nowhere.
now.
It's
And then
already
when she decide to have children, because it's not going to die away, it's going to
right.
always be there. And then her children are getting teased in school because your mama naked. This your mama.
And little boys, I'm telling you,
Ooh,
I'm little boy
yeah,
like, man, your mama fine as hell. Yeah,
yeah. And that's
yeah,
the fight.
that's what little boys do.
Yeah,
And if you have a
yeah.
son, and son gonna be fighting. But I'm like,
Mm,
first of all, she don't get hired just on her hair alone. I don't care what you can do.
yeah.
You can't. Fool me. Put that in a bun or something. But that's something else. But I need to start
Mhm.
looking at this picture too. But I got to look at it before I can judge it. But check it out. So like before we went to that, so I'm gonna get y'all out here on this here. So let me see. We know how great HBCs are, what they've done for us. We could go on different stories and scenarios and how people have helped us. But now, since everybody's trying to clamor onto them now, to join the bandwagon, so to speak, now, as alumnus, what can we do outside of continuing, to fundraise and, pay alumni fees and all that? But what can we do to take our HBCUs to the next level? To then I still looked upon as these lower things because we have great people who've come from these schools. So you
oh
think, yeah.
Mhm.
So
yeah.
what can we do more?
Well, what I attempt to do out here in California is because there's hardly any HBCU presence, right? And where I teach in San Francisco, it's 3% black. And when I say 3%, it's probably really two.
Hmm.
So I try to educate the kids that they exist,
Mhm.
um, that they exist, and the reasons why, um, it would be a good look for them. Like you said, donate, give back, um, which I have not done the best, but I do go to homecoming every year, and I do like go to the bookstores and I purchase different
Yeah, right.
things and just to make sure um, that. And I guess we have to just kind of vote in a way that protect
Mhm.
vote people in that want to protect and value HBCUs because
Yeah.
now we see um, some different things going down the pipeline. I know Tennessee State is owed billions of dollars by the state of Tennessee. They are struggling financially now. Um, so I think if we just give back financially, that would help tremendously. And hire the best.
Mhm.
Oh, and hire, excuse me, and hire other people that went to HBCUs. And the reason why I say this is because when you let people that don't know, and I love Deion Sanders and I love Eddie George, they done tremendous things. Eddie George, he just took our team out. Let me just X them out. If you hired other people in those offices that don't understand how family works in HBCUs and they come from PWIs,
Yeah.
I've seen it happen. It's just detrimental. They go firing everybody. This person been working at the ticket counter for 30 years.
Mm-mm-mm.
She has a system. You get rid of her little system. She got all the codes. She know when the ticket's going to sell. This happened at TSU. Came in, fired everybody, and then calling people like, we got people outside waiting for the line for the season ticket holders. And they're like, what y'all want me to do? You fired the lady that been there for 30
Right.
years
Mhm.
because you come from somewhere where they just treat people like,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all know you can go to Grambling and see that same security officer. You can
Yeah.
see that
Yeah.
same,
SWAT.
Yeah.
yeah, you can see that
Yeah.
same professor or
Mhm.
somebody. They're older now, but when we first went back to homecomings, it was some staples at that university.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely.
I'm done.
Yep. Well, that was good. For me, so even when I was coaching, I just retired from coaching 2 years ago. Track and field. I coached for 26 years. Coach
Cool.
girls first, and then boys. And so even with my boys, as they are juniors, I mean sophomores, juniors, I just don't talk about you should go to Alabama A&M or let me get you a scholarship. I speak of all HBCUs. 2 years ago, when my when I retired, I had three people to go to Jackson State University, um, and one to go to A&M. And so, but I try to speak up, speak to them, and they see I wear my I in the winter I wear my little jacket all the time. They be like, Dad, Coach, you wear your jacket up because I'm proud of where I went to.
Right.
Let me
Absolutely.
give you some knowledge, and we encourage them to go to these college fairs where you have the
Hmm.
HBCUs. So don't just go find out the information for all of them. And then I work in the elementary school. I'm a PE teacher in the elementary school, and so in our school we have sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. They have to do a project. Nobody can have, and we're a small school. Nobody can have the same college, HBCU. So that they have a project that they have to do.
Oh,
They have
good.
to reach out to admissions where the lady that's over it, she's right there with them while they make the phone call, and she explained to them what's happening. And so they have to get on the phone and ask the people to send them paraphernalia from that college. And so when somebody had Alabama A&M, they came to me and it was like, "Oh, Miss Jones, can you nope. That you got to do the project just like everybody else. I have stuff that
Right.
I can give you. I have a lot of A&M stuff. I have stuff that you can use for your board, and they have to get up there, and it's a major grade. They have to get up there and they have to do a presentation on the school that they selected, and they have a T-shirt. So we call it like HBCU Day, and
Hmm.
so they have to wear their little T-shirt that represents the school that they because these people are willing to send, and they've been doing this for years. So these people are willing to send the kids at our school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, which they are very young. And I'm so glad that the teacher who's over this is talking about them while they're that young. And
Yeah.
so they know. And then even at my school, we have college day. And a lot of the teachers that teach at my school, they went to HBCUs.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're there's a man that went to FAMU. We got the best band in the land. So here we go arguing.
Yeah. Right.
We got lady that I think she went to Grambling. So I'll find out who she is and see if you know her. But
Bless her heart.
just it's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing how, and so that's what I'm doing. Plus I'm a part of the alumni here, the
Mhm.
Chicago alumni. So I'm involved with that as well. So just trying to reach out to children as young as ever, so that they'll understand. Because I didn't know what I really didn't know what a HBCU
Me
was.
neither.
I
Me neither.
promise you, I didn't. And Southern and Graham and what is it, Mississippi Valley? Is Mississippi Valley
Yeah.
HBCU?
Yep. In the SWAC. Yep.
All in the backyard. Jackson
Yeah.
State. All
Yeah.
in the backyard. I had no clue what an HBCU was. I just didn't know
Hmm.
until I got to college. And then we were SIAC back when
Yeah. Yeah.
I went, and then we turned over to SWAC.
Right.
So, just try to get that information out there to these kids so that they can choose a HBCU.
I like y'all drum majors and y'all.
Oh,
Yeah. They do
yeah,
that.
they stepping out. They getting out.
Yeah.
They doing
And
way better.
I like y'all majorettes too. One of my friends went to Grambling and she was a majorette and her daughter was a majorette. So I used to watch. And I like
Mm-hmm,
y'all majorettes too.
Okay.
Alabama A&M and Grambling.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey.
because you don't
Okay.
really see. You know what? Back in my day, majorettes, believe it or not, and we not all that much older than one another. Majorettes, way back when they tore the batons. I
That's
don't know.
what
Down in New
majorette
Orleans,
was.
the
You already know.
majorettes were the batons.
Right.
Yes.
The dancettes were I was a dancette, Lord have mercy. The dancettes were the actual dancers,
Man,
but they
I
called
like
the
y'all
dancers
dances. I like y'all dances.
majorettes.
Yeah,
Right.
because
They called
ours the orchesis
Or-
at
Yes.
Grambling.
it,
So okay, so Tony, what can we do?
What can we do? Well, I think representation is big, wearing your Grambling paraphernalia, um, being vocal. And I'm not in the school system. I actually work for a public utility in New Orleans, so they all grown and old and all that kind of stuff. But my sister is a counselor at a school in Plano, Texas.
Okay.
And I'm always asking different things like what are they doing as far as the awareness of the HBCU, Grambling, and what have you. And she'll let me know as far as what they're doing, like when they'll have high school day, like if they're sending a bus or whichever, that type of stuff. And I actually sent my kids to high school day. That it didn't work out. It was a bad experience for them. They got separated from the group. It was a hot mess. So I'm like, what do you mean you can't find the people? What do you
oh my
mean?
goodness.
So it was horrible. So nevertheless, I just feel like representation, we just got to keep talking about it, talk about it at church and, all these different
Mhm.
things so that, we can get our kids to go there. I think mostly for them, they need to understand that it's a place of belonging, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I tried my best to teach my boys. I'm like, you don't understand. If you go to the HBCU, somebody is there to help you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all by yourself. You're
No.
not stuck. You're not just okay. It's me, and now I got to do this, and this. There's
Right.
Mhm.
people in place who are gonna be right there with you.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it was just trying to get them to understand that. So my youngest is um on the football team at Nichols or whatever, and he's like, well, I want to go play with the D1 school, and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that really means, but I guess whatever. So he wanted to do, I don't know that.
Well, with Tony, I can tell you this here, and you tell your son, particularly in football, tell him excel to the highest level, because I know in football, you have the talent, they will find you. Now, other
Mhm.
sports, basketball is a little difficult because the numbers are smaller, but with
Mhm.
football,
Mhm.
no matter where you are, I mean, some of the greatest football players ever played in NFL history are from the SWAC, from Story Black colleges,
Yes.
Right.
or just smaller
Utah,
schools.
Yes.
Utah.
Yeah, yeah. So you tell, hey, just do, because like I said, because you go to those Power One, you think, hey, I'm whatever position he play. There's a depth chart. He might be
Mhm.
sixth or seventh on the depth chart. Some guys end up leaving because they never get their time to
They
play.
never
You know
get
what I'm
to
saying?
play.
So if
Mhm.
he's playing, just
Mhm.
to excel at what you
Yes.
do, and just let
Mhm.
everything else take care of itself.
Right.
We working with him because he really went through. He blew his knee out his senior year, high school. He blew his knee out at a practice in May. Missed the entire senior year because he had to get his ACL and all this had to
Yep,
get redone.
been through that.
So he kept talking to the coaches and stuff, and they told him to come for practice. And I think one day he was coming back, and they sent a message and say, "Hey, show up for practice. Come on, you're on the team." So we are having to start from ground zero with
Right.
him. So he made the team, but they redshirted him or whatever because he didn't have any his knee. So
Right.
now it's the spring or whatever. He just sent me his little thing, and he's got his 3.4 grade point average. And I'm like, okay, something's working. Glory to
Yep.
God. So,
Yes.
I mean, I'm just trying to keep him encouraged. All this kid has
Yes.
ever wanted to do is play football. If you look him up,
Mhm.
Taz Showers, that's his name, Tasman. And he's just been through a lot. Like, the story goes on and on and on. Like, we almost lost him when he was 4. He almost drowned. So but he's here. So
Right.
Yes.
I always sat him down and explained to him. I said, son, you're here for a reason. I
Yes,
don't
he
know
is.
what it
Absolutely.
is. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Have nothing to do with your daddy. You're here for a
Absolutely.
reason because
Yep.
he was found at the bottom of the pool.
Oh,
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Jesus.
Wow.
And they had to do that thing to him 10 times. Got him
Oh
back.
wow.
So all of the years of running him, doing all this other kind of stuff with him, trying to keep him, look, stop being bad in school, all this kind of stuff. We've been dealing with him. He blows his knee out his senior year. He's like, I lost it all. Like, we had to bring him up out of that and encourage him because as a mom, to see your kid, there's nothing I can do to fix this. I'm supposed to be able to
Yeah.
give him Robitussin and make it okay. I couldn't do
Right.
nothing. My hands were tied. So
It's
I'm like,
nothing
I
you can
can't
do.
fix this for this baby. He
Yeah.
wants to play ball. And, we're having these conversations when everybody's not going to play ball. You know what I mean? So he
Mhm.
did his surgery, rehab, got himself back. He worked himself out. He still, you be like, Taz, be careful on that knee. Now he's not favoring one knee or the other. You can't tell that nothing has happened. So
Wow.
he's doing what he's supposed to be doing. I'm just praying that, he stays on the right path. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's a very humble kid. And, I'm just going to keep talking to him to see what's going on with the coaches and this type of thing. But, I'm still shaping him, because,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to.
And it's tough, particularly like you said, the injury. Like I said, my daughter, she had tore ACL twice, and she
Mm,
She
didn't.
did
And
crack.
it wasn't. No, she was a gymnast. Then when she tore that, and then I got to adding up how much money we had spent over the years, and I'm like, oh Lord, I said, man, this is crazy. Then my wife, she went to a chiropractor, her chiropractor. They said a lot of gymnasts transition to diving. So we told her she had to learn how to swim for her rehab. We didn't know she didn't know it was fooling her to go and dive because I'm like, man, we
Right.
spent money all these years. We took her to the gym. Said, why am I here? So if that's, I don't know how to dive. I said, girl, you know how to do it. You know how to do the flips already. Just let them teach you. And she ended up in one year getting a scholarship for diving in college.
Yeah.
So
Word.
it's just
Good.
it's just like you said. So I know the mental part of it comes when you go, because our kids go through so many things, and I think
Yeah.
as a parent, when your kid plays sports or involved in activity, you're involved in an activity because you
Absolutely.
have to
Oh,
pay,
yeah.
you have to drive, you have to mend, you have to feed, you have to
Ooh,
encourage, you have to
Lord.
scold. All those things are encompassed within
Mm-hmm.
as our role as a parent. And
Yep.
I think, and back to what we were saying, we've learned so much stuff that was not in class at HBCUs, the
Right.
family environment, how to galvanize our troops within our troops, our families.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were things that was laid out that we didn't even know we were learning
No.
at those schools. So that's why I big up and I appreciate you ladies so much. It's crazy because I'm gonna tell the fellas, man, y'all gonna have to come on because these sisters here brought it. Because I mean, I closed my book a long time ago because and I was very particular with the people who I had a list of people who I wanted. And I
Mm-hmm.
know you guys, because you guys added so much more than what I had. I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy. See, thank you for the naked woman at FAMU because that because no, because that brought about another conversation of
Yeah.
how we have to lead and teach our babies. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I know I'm saying this, but like I said, this is my show. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give y'all each. I'm gonna give y'all 15 seconds each. Explain why someone should send their child to a HBCU. I'm gonna start with you, Ms. Zena.
So I think a HBCU, you should go to a HBCU just because of your heritage. Um, the class sizes, I know for me, the class sizes were smaller. So, and I wasn't just a number.
Yeah,
So I had a great relationship with all of my professors. They knew me by first and last name, not number eight, or not by the last four digits of my
yeah,
social.
social,
So
right?
I appreciate having that closeness with my professors, and it made me want to go to class and want to learn, and along with my sports as well. So yeah.
Okay, Wendy.
I think for it will be the only time in your life, unless you live somewhere like Atlanta or certain parts of Chicago, where or any black city or major city with a large black population. It will be the only time in your life where you can and will be unapologetically black.
Mm-hmm.
No explanation needed.
None.
Yeah. Oh, that's
No
yeah. That is
explanation needed.
good. That is
Mm-hmm.
good.
I like
It's the only time in my life. I mean, I lived in Atlanta, granted. It carried on what TSU started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But I think it's that one time in your life where you can wear your braids. Somebody asks you, "Well, what'd you have for Thanksgiving dinner?" Greens. What are greens? Why is you?
Right.
You
Yeah.
it's no code switching.
No.
Right.
right.
Absolutely.
Right.
That was good. That was good. All right, Tony.
I would say uh, kids should go to an HBCU because it gives you an opportunity to be around people where you all can relate and they can relate to you culturally. I think that's big. Like Wendy said, you can be yourself, and it's just important, as far as your culture. You've got people that are around you that kind of like look like you. You may have gone through some of the same situations, and things are similar. So I think it's a sense of belonging, and it's like a big hug when you go
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
HBCU.
Right.
You feel
It's
at
like
home,
cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I concur on all sentiments. And ladies, and I mean this sincerely because you did not have to do what you did tonight. And people who see this, I am positive. I'm already praying because of what you ladies expounded on tonight. Someone's decision is going to be made. I'm going to a HBCU. Some, I'm decreeing that right now because that's how God works. We are here only for a little while,
Yep.
and we are, even if you have, we are stewards over everyone that's younger than us to be better. So I appreciate you ladies. You know, my love for y'all is strong. You know, whatever y'all need, I got you. If I can't do it, I'll push you in the direction of somebody who can. And this is the lovely Wendy, the lovely Tony, the lovely Zena. These are HBCU vets. These are vets. They know what's up. Hey, send your babies there, ladies. I appreciate you so much for coming on. Look, yeah, yeah. Look
I
at
will
it.
apologize because
Oh, yeah.
for not having my paraphernalia on. I was trying to get on
Oh,
time.
hey, listen. I'm thankful for you, Wendy, because you really was trying. I said she really trying to do this thing. So I said, you know what? I'm not starting it till you get on. You said I'm gonna get on early. I'm gonna come. I said I know we had the hour difference because you in Cali, but I appreciate
2
you.
hours
I appreciate
difference.
you so much. Yes.
Oh, thank you for staying up late waiting on me.
Yes.
Oh, Zig, man,
I was
Zena was
inducted
on.
into the
Zena
Hall of
was on
Fame.
as soon as I sent the link. Zena was on like at
I was
6:45.
on at like 6:55.
I mean, she on there.
I was so excited.
I think you was back there smelling. I think you was cooking some greens and everything. I thought I smelled all that. You back?
I love it. I
Yes.
love it. And it's been really nice getting to know
Yes.
This fellowship.
Christina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these
But
some wonderful sisters.
Chicago, I
Yes.
have been all up in and New Orleans.
Yes.
Oh
Mhm.
yes, definitely. So
And
yeah,
so
this gonna
I wanted to just let you guys know that I was inducted into the Alabama A&M Hall of Fame for track and field. So this is my
okay. Congrats.
Mhm. Thank you.
Congrats.
And that was last
Congrats.
year from 1993, and they just did it in 2023. So
Hey,
you know,
hey,
better late than
it's all
never.
love.
Right.
Hey,
Yes, you're in
Never.
that's
you're
beautiful.
in
Yes.
you in hey, you in stone forever. You in grave forever now.
And one more
Right.
thing, then I know we gotta go. But look what I found.
All right.
Oh Lord.
Now.
There you go with that saints with that umbrella.
I had
Listen,
to. I had to.
listen. Let me tell you something.
I had
I'm
to.
I'm not gonna even lie. I mean, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna get off here. You know, 'cause my little cousin, he in Southern band, you know, and they did the Super Bowl. Southern did their thing, but I was like, I like how they showed how they are really a precise band. Then they showed how beautiful, you know, the dancing dials. But I said they gotta see what down here's about. Then
Yes.
they broke it down. I said, okay. I hit the music, I hit the band. Like the booty. I said, okay. Let's get it cracking.
Right there.
Let's get it cracking. That's what I'm
And that's
saying.
how I used to dress when the Saints would win, and I would
Yeah.
go to school
And the
with
Saints would
Yes, you
all
would
my
be
Saints
you'd be
stuff on.
clowning all down the hallway. I said, okay, yeah, that's enough. But but
Yes.
yeah,
This has
but
been
definitely thank
amazing.
you, ladies, so much for coming on.
You're welcome.
These
You're
beautiful,
welcome.
look, yeah, I know. Show that delta. Show that delta.
What's up, Tony?
Right.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
roommate, it's so funny. My roommate, as soon as we hit campus, she said, I'm gonna be a Delta. She
Yes.
pledged she became one.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
Lord have mercy.
Mhm.
That
That's
was
what's
like,
up.
good
Mhm.
deal.
That's
Oh
what's up.
my God. Mhm.
Okay, ladies, y'all holler at me. You know, y'all need something, holler at me. And look here, we this get out. Need y'all to share with your people. Have them subscribe, share, like. It's a simple click does nothing. But yeah, I know this it's gonna help some folks for real. Cause that's
Okay.
that's my whole thing. If we not uplifting, then what are we doing?
Right.
That's my motto.
True.
All right.
Mhm.
All right,
Yep.
much love to you, ladies.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Peace.
Nice to meet
Nice
everybody.
to meet you. Bye.
Bye
Okay.
bye.
Bye bye.
All right. These ladies here were absolutely great. They were
oh, yeah.
absolutely great.
Oh,
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. We went longer, but that's what HBCU do. But I think it's very important to get it from a lady perspective. I'm going to be bringing one on from the fellas' perspective, but I'm a strong proponent of HBCUs. I'm Grambling all day. Mother went to Grambling. Father went to the rival Southern. Wifey's from Grambling. Brother-in-law, sister-in-law from Grambling. My other brother-in-law, other sister-in-law from Grambling. First cousin and his wife from Grambling. My other cousin from Grambling. My Uncle Bo, who just passed, from Grambling. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what we do. But I'm gonna leave y'all with this though. Hold up, let me see if I can bring this on. Let's see here. Yeah. You got to feel that. Look at that. Hey. Look at the excitement. Obviously after a win. But that's the vibe, though. And this Grambling, but this is a HBCU vibe. Hey. Nothing against Ohio. Ain't got this. Listen to them tubas. Okay, Orkeesis. Okay, work it. Hey. Trust me, we won. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing this. I think we just beat Alcorn. Uh-oh. It's the GSU chat. You thought you knew. Hey. Look at cues. Yeah, it's just a whole vibe, man. It's just a whole vibe. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Definitely. HBCUs, what's up? Appreciate y'all hanging on with us. We went on a little longer than I thought, but you know how I do. I'm genuine. I'm not going to rush genuine stuff. You know what I'm saying? So definitely remember, y'all, go ahead and subscribe. Go to YouTube. It's Some Every Year. Danya F. Jones. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Do all that. We're going to keep trying to bring you good content. It is what it is. And yo, every day you wake up, just tell the Lord thank you. Because he didn't have to wake you up. He didn't have to, but he did. So give God thanks. To God be the glory for the things that he's done and what he's going to do that you have not yet received. Holla.
Things going on in the world today. Every time Dick and Harry got something to say, but what they said ain't got no fabric to it. Yay takes and thoughts with dice straight through it. It's all about rumors and people feuding. If we're not uplifting, then what we doing? Yeah, they love the culture, yet they fall. Are you ready to fight the stain and accept the call? Oh, it's all about dealerships and the mall. Now I'm ready to go for broke like Apostle Paul. I'm charged with the task to keep it real, moving straight forward, not about to yield. Tackling every subject, yeah, you know the drill. R.I.P. Guru, I bring that mass appeal. Our ancestors stood tall despite abuse. We got all the tools, so what's our excuse? It's time to show a face and take off the mask. It's something